Today I'm here with Com Truise from upstate New York.
Yes.
So were your parents, did they also grow up in upstate New York?
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah.
Basically the same area that I grew up in. So it's
Oh.
very interesting. Yeah.
What is it like growing up in
I grew up in the woods basically.
Yeah?
The countryside. It's very quiet. I played outside a lot,
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed growing up there. At the time I didn't, but now, thinking back, I'm glad I grew up there.
Yeah. Were your parents always kind of creative growing up?
My dad wasn't necessarily creative, he was more into woodworking and things like that. So they weren't really, me and my sister are both creative, and it's very strange. My parents weren't really, not that they weren't creative, but that wasn't that, they never focused on it like we did, as kids. So, and I don't know how it happened,
Did you have were your friends creative, or where do you think you got that inspiration from?
No. I had a lot of friends that were in bands and things like that, and I was always in sports and things like that, and it was never really, I guess I was creative, but not really until later in life,
Yeah.
Until I was probably after high school is when I really kind of got serious about it,
Yeah. How would you describe yourself back then, growing up?
Like a jock, maybe.
Yeah? What kind of sports?
I did football and track and field and wrestling. And I did a little bit of soccer.
Yeah. Was it something your parents pushed you in, or you just were really good at it?
I grew up playing football for as long as I can remember. I think my dad, my father has 13 brothers and sisters, so
oh my gosh,
this huge legacy of uncles that all played in the high school football team and all that.
Yeah.
So I had this kind of legacy to live up to. He never really pressured me, to do it. I enjoyed doing it, and then towards the last few years of high school, I just really started to not care as much about sports. I got more into creative stuff, which it's logical to do that. But
yeah. What kind of subjects were you into back then?
I was a big fan of social studies.
Oh yeah.
And science, definitely. Yeah.
Where do you think you got that science?
I don't know. I was I just remember mixing potions basically at home when I was little, just mixing all kinds of crazy liquids in my dad's where it's a tool bench and stuff. I always lighting things on fire, getting in trouble.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I didn't burn the house down.
Yeah, in the forest, I can't even imagine. Yeah. So it's just you and your sister then?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
But were you used to having a really big family, kind of really close to always doing stuff together?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, most of I have some family just up and down the East Coast, but a lot of the family's still right in upstate New York. So yeah, there's always big parties, and we just saw everyone so often. So I was used to it. Doesn't happen as much now, but
What kind of music were your parents listening to when you grew up?
Lots of Billy Joel.
Oh yeah?
Mom loved Bette Midler. Dad was a Peter Frampton kind of guy. There's some Michael Jackson in there. Michael McDonald. Kenny Loggins. Bobby Brown. Janet Jackson.
Wow. Do you think that influenced you?
In a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember, looking at through their records and just not understanding what a record was. I remember looking at the covers and being like, "Oh, this is crazy." Big Culture Club records and I can remember looking at it and being like, "What is this?"
Yeah. When you first got into music, was it records or through the internet or were you already into SoundCloud type of thing?
When I got into music, I don't know if the internet was pretty small, I guess. But
there's not much out there. It was LimeWire.
No, it was before that. It was MTV basically.
Yeah.
Was how I kind of got to know music, the radio and things like that. Yeah, it's weird to think about how I found music that I liked.
Yeah, because you were into
radio.
Drum and bass, but it's not on the
Right.
radio.
No,
that was way
that was
after.
later too.
Oh right.
I was into I remember I was into 311 and 9 Inch Nails for years and things like that before I really kind of matured my taste a little.
Mm-hmm. Were people, your friends back then, people you grew up with, also listening to like that type of music? Like Nine Inch Nails, that like you were just like kind of.
Nah, I mean, a lot of my friends are into like classic rock and like jam band music, you know, Dave Matthews Band and Fish, things like that. And I just was never interested in it, you know. I like some of the songs, yeah, they're okay, but I just never wanted to listen to it, you know. Never,
Did you go to concerts growing up?
Nope.
It's kind of like out of the way, right?
Yeah.
So actually experiencing music is different, because for me, like in Hong Kong, growing up there aren't too many acts I listen to, so I felt like kind of like not really in the scene, but also having this like outsider's point of view and just like realizing music through like the internet. It's like kind of a weird way to experience stuff, because I realized people in the States growing up, like, do you want to see Ariana Grande? You see her next week. Like, it's completely different.
Yeah, growing up in a small town, there was nothing like that. You know, you had to drive pretty far to see a show.
Yeah.
But I never really... that part of music was never big. Never really big for me as far as, like, seeing a concert. I didn't really care. And then once I found drum and bass music and finally, you know, drove down to Philly and, you know, did a DJ set, it was amazing to be in, like, the same room as a group of people that like the same music. For the first time, I was like, oh, music's pretty cool, you know?
Yeah, like, it's actually a pretty weird feeling to see people who
like being
know exactly the same artist. Yeah.
It's being able to talk about all that stuff.
Yeah, but then you did like creative stuff like graphic design in college? Or?
I went to college and quit. I was teaching the teacher. I went for web development and then worked for my father for years.
Was that something your parents wanted you to go to college, or?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't push, but they let me. You know, I remember calling my mom and being like, "Mom, I can't do this anymore," and she was like, "Well, I don't agree with it, but it's your choice."
But were you into like graphic design?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, you still do your visual stuff now. Yeah.
And then you know, years later, I ended up working in advertising for 6 years before music. And then music kind of happened.
Did you like that?
Yeah. Music was like an accident, you know. It was a happy accident. Yeah, I was pretty convinced that was going to be my life, and I'd work in advertising forever and have a family and house and, you know, like have a normal life. And then
was it something when you were doing advertising? Was it something you were like really keen about? Like after work, you would still like, I don't know, like look at campaigns or like look at other stuff, or is it just like work and then like done with it? I'm gonna go home. Yeah,
I mean, I was more into like creating digital art. But yeah, I wouldn't go home and like
dream about more campaigns.
Look through magazines and ads. It was work, you know.
Yeah.
It's the same thing like music now. I don't listen to music like that, you know. I get like too picky, you know.
Yeah.
So. When
did you realize it was like the turning point for like music and it was gonna be your career like that?
Well, I uploaded. I contacted a blog way back, and they released my first EP, the original version, and I was like, a day went by and it was everywhere, and I was like, well, this is interesting. And then, you know, sooner or later, like a tour popped up, and I had to make the choice to either take a leave of absence or just go for it. And I remember my creative director, he was like, dude, just go for it. Just, you know, advertising will always be here. Just, you know, ride the wave till there's no more waves. So, you know, I just did it. Mom and Dad were like, ooh, you finally got a good job, you're supporting yourself, and now you want to just throw it all away on music? And it took a long time for them to realize that music is still a viable career, you know, even as a smaller artist. Yeah.
How did you feel like you proved it to them that it was like a viable career?
They came down to my show in New York at was it Bowery Ballroom, and it was sold out, and that's when they were like, well, okay. When people were screaming and chanting, and you know, so that's when I think it eased their mind a little. You know,
was it surprising how fast you were able to like get into the scene? Because like people work for years to get into the scene. You got it with like one song. Yeah,
that's very interesting. I don't know how I did it. It's people I try to like explain it or figure out the origin of like the moment, but I can't. I just wrote music that I enjoyed.
Were you able to like track your success? Because I actually started listening to your stuff in high school, and a lot was from like YouTube channels. Was that something that you like? I don't know. People like really didn't contact YouTube channels back then. They like picked up a lot of stuff from blogs, but I feel like a lot of YouTube channels posted your stuff, which like created a whole wave of like this type of music, posting like Majestic or like sad, like all of this stuff.
Found footage videos and things like that. Yeah. It's fun. It's staggering the amount of people that I meet who that's how they found my music.
Yeah.
YouTube, which is like the last place I would ever think or go to like find music. I just so I think of it as videos, and like music videos are cool and everything, but they're like almost irrelevant now, I guess, they're just for the internet now. Which is fine, but I just find it really funny that that's what people.
So you completely didn't track any success of your YouTube videos?
No, I mean I've seen things, but I just what am I don't like looking things up about me anymore. Like I don't want to know. I don't want to know anything. I just want to write the music.
Did you have like a mentor kind of through this, or anyone who guided you?
Yeah, my manager, lawyer, he really was kind of still is the foundation.
Oh wow,
keeping me sane. Yeah, he's a really good dude. He's he's like I said, he's my lawyer and does my management, but he's also a really good friend, and I really really value his opinions as far as music and things like that. So he's definitely the one that's kind of mentored me as far as dealing with all the just this is a career.
Yeah. Did you ever feel like in your career kind of like growing up in this like forest or like small town, and I mean like got into a part of like the industry that you were kind of not like scammed by anyone, but did you ever like go through that way? Because I guess it's just kind of like a lot of artists go through the beginning struggles of like getting cheated or like that sort of thing by like big labels. Did you feel like you went through something similar? Or?
No, I'm glad that I started small potatoes kind of guy. I always from the beginning, literally from it was very early on. I had Matt, my manager lawyer, right there. So I wasn't. A lot of people do get screwed over in the beginning, and it's like. It's very interesting because my roommates are dealing with this right now. My roommate and his bandmate, they signed to a major label. Yeah. And it's just I hear about it constantly. It just seems like such a big headache. I'm glad that I'm on Ghostly. It's not a huge label. It's not a small label. But it's like it's a good home for my music as far as an American electronic musician.
How do you think your personality has changed since you started doing all the music stuff?
I'm cynical and grumpy and old man now. No, I don't know. I still think I'm pretty shy. I've always been that way. Like the performance, the live show. It's like I still get very shy on stage. Yeah. It's the first time every time, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've changed all that much. Yeah, I've gotten a little. I got a little less patient, I believe. Maybe I just don't put up with things as well as I used to. I don't know. I really think I'm the same person.
Yeah. Would you say you're more like introverted?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Extremely.
Is that difficult for music? It's a lot of like networking and like.
Yeah. See, I don't network really that much. I mean, you do at shows and things like that, but like when you're like on tour, like
you're constantly putting yourself out there.
Like, yeah, so I go home and like I don't go out. Like in LA, I never go out.
Yeah.
Never, ever. I go to the grocery store, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't deal with it anymore.
Is that also like why I decided to like want to do music alone? Kind of like you're focusing, or is that completely different things?
No, yeah. I mean, I've always been like that, even growing up. I mean, when I was into electronic music as when I was younger, like I said, all my friends were into other music, so I was very alone in that that kind of part, which I never thought about it like that. Like I was never like sad. Like no one else likes the stuff I like. I was happy to be the only one to like it.
Yeah.
It's like I like to. It's like when I find new music, I don't share it with anybody. I'm like, this music's too good to share. And then I'll listen to it for a while, and then I'll be like, okay, you want to check it out?
Yeah.
So, I'm definitely an introvert.
Do you think you would put yourself out there to make music with other people? I mean, you probably do it already, but
I have.
Yeah, but like do it on a bigger scale.
I would like to.
Yeah.
I'm open to it. I'm just not chasing it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna the right opportunity will come. It's the same thing. I want to score films and do less touring. I'd much rather be home. But it's also something that I'm not going to chase it. If it never happens, I don't really care. But, you know, if it happens to come along in the right moment, in the right person, totally. I'm totally open to it.
And with all the, like, sci-fi stuff, like, you're really into Blade Runner. Like, who showed that whole, like, sci-fi world to you?
I feel like you're born with certain things. I think I was born with it, like predisposed to liking it. I can't remember a time where I didn't like science fiction stuff. I don't know who showed. I think it's probably just watching movies on television back when I was younger. But yeah, like my parents, my dad, he's not necessarily into science fiction. I mean, he likes it, but it's not like something he imparted, you know, on me, I guess. I just always think I've always been kind of into it.
Yeah. Were your friends into it as well?
Not really. No. I've carved my own path.
Were you also reading, like, science fiction books, like the whole?
I was into comic books. Yeah.
Okay.
I read a lot as a kid.
What type of comic?
It's like Star Wars comics or Predator comics.
Yeah.
Things like that. Yeah.
Why did you choose to, for your music, have more of, like, the sci-fi elements and, like, a projection of your, like, personality?
Like, why did I choose the
more
sci-fi?
Of, like, yeah, like the narrative.
Less about myself.
Yeah, because
I don't like. When I try to write about a personal life event, I don't like. Usually, don't really like the results. I have a hard time. Let's say if you had like a breakup. I've tried to write about those situations, and I just hate it. In the end, I just don't. It's gross. I don't like it.
Have you showed it to other people, or maybe it's just like something that you
find
because
those
it's so much of yourself?
I stuff they're very personal. I have written about some situations, but I'm really picky. I like having the narrative. Yeah. Because it's a shield. Yeah. If someone is to, you know, kind of talk about your music in a, you know, not the best way about my music, they're not talking about me as a person. They're talking about the music. You know what I mean? It's not like my emotions are totally out there. You know, so I have this little wall, which is like good for me. Do you feel like you have two kind of like personality, like your sci-fi one that you project and you use that as a shield, and you have like your personal one that you're like actually trying to protect? Not two personalities per se, but just like wearing an extra jacket. Yeah. You know, it's raining, I guess. You know. Yeah, and each album kind of is like its own narrative, right? Well, all the music follows from Cyanide Sisters to Iteration. It's the same story. I mean, your inspirations are like. Are they the same, like the same movies, but just like building on from there, or do you feel like every time you write an album, it's like a whole different set of inspirations? No, it's just kind of one giant kind of mishmash of inspiration. I think I pulled from different things. Yeah. Here and there, but I think I think I read one that you were like some space control at NASA or something. That you're like manning a shuttle for like your inspiration. If you don't remember, it's like a really old interview. Yeah, oh wow. Yeah, I mean, I think about stuff like that. It's like, you know, it's very loose, you know. Yeah. Do you feel like so you just like get into the studio or like get in that mindset and then make it, or like you actually like kind of personify? No, I'll sit and write a good you know, as when I was writing too, you know, that narrative. I would sit and write, you know, a good 3 or 4 paragraphs of what the release needed to, what part of the story the release needed to kind of project. So how do you get in the mood for when you're like going to do that? Lots of coffee. Sleep. I work early. I'm not a night owl, so get some good rest and I just do it. I don't know. I don't really have any routines like that, you know. Yeah. No, I'm a pretty simple person. Like your future albums, so it's just kind of like the extension of this narrative, right? Yeah, I mean, you like make it on purpose. That's kind of like everlasting, and you could just always like keep adding albums. No, this is it. Iteration's the end of this narrative, and then I'll start something new. But you know, I only have one more EP and one more record with Ghostly, and I think that's it. That'll be it. For music in general? No, for Com Truise. I think I don't want to make it too watered down, you know? I think there's a good amount of music and it can just live. Yeah. And you know, I'll be happy, you know? And, you know. Do you think you'll still tour
like off Com Truise, or you kind of just want it to be like the end of this whole?
No, I mean, I'll probably have to tour for a little while and do, play shows here and there, but these big giant long tours,
Yeah. And for like your future albums, will that be also, is it still like a sci-fi motive, or is it kind of?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it yet.
And last question, what do you want to be remembered for?
I don't know. Being a nice guy, I guess.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome, totally.